wanna see me win, that's cool. Yeah, man, I got this in the bag like school. They're trying to rock the boat, but the ride's too smooth. Cause I'm trying to bid the goal and the vibes don't lose. You guys are old news and your styles don't ooze. You're going head to head with the guy who won't move. Your tide goes snooze with your blind old views. Yeah, you couldn't walk a yard or a mile in my shoes. Yeah, I'ma smile all the way to the dubs. Cause what's an extra mile if you come from the muds? I'm a wild out, watch me ramp it up. Check my style out, everybody look. I'm like Gordon Ramsay, that's just how I cook. My old thing fancy, I don't give a. I ain't giving up now, till I'm living good now. Won't stop until I'm at the top so high you have to look down. They ain't taking my spot, no way. They ain't taking what I got, no way. I'm in a fight of my life every day, and I ain't stopping now, yo, I'ma carry my weight. They ain't taking my spot, no way. They ain't taking what I got, no way. I'm in a fight of my life every day, and I ain't stopping now, yo, I'ma carry my weight.
Surrender. You didn't know money when the bally meant this trally's up. When I'm saying money, I'm not talking about back here. It's funny how the tables turn. You're not Ricky Hatton out. Tonight I have to let me put my body down. When you was hitting bags, I was still bagging up in mommy's house. You was in the Philly shell when I was getting patted down. Prison cell, swimming in my thoughts, trying not to drown. Shadow boxing in my pad, I hit the gym when I got out. Ooh, the dogs with me, walks with me, barks with me, go to war with me. That's war with my full city. War with me, that's war with the 6-1. Ooh, the dogs with me, walks with me, barks with me, go to war with me. That's war with my full city. War with me, that's war with the 6-1. Become your rivals, you know the hustle paid. You know you took your lemons and turn them to lemonade. I'm from money where the police are getting with. And that's a true story, that's not something you just say. Undisputed, we're the undisputed ones. We want it to be gangster, yeah, we want it to be dons. We end up in the can and I don't mean a Rubicon. I've always been a champion, I've done this on my one. I've been running up hills, I've been banging out weights. I've been beating up the heavy bag, I'm training every day. Had to fight for these mills, had to lose a couple mates. Sacrifice after sacrifice, that's the only way. Undisputed, they thought that I could do this. I said I'd be a legend, they all thought I was deluded. The pain's deep rooted, the game's diluted. These rappers aren't gangster, they're all capping in their music. In my soul I can feel it, in my soul I can feel it. There's always been a deeper meaning, I wrestle with my demons. I wrestle with my demons. The road's always been appealing, there was holes in my sneakers. There was holes in my sneakers. I had to go and get that beat and I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't know what I'm feeling. I just know that I'm in deep. Ooh, the dogs with me, walks with me, barks with me, go to war with me. That's war with my full city. War with me, that's war with the 6-1. Ooh, the dogs with me, walks with me, barks with me, go to war with me. That's war with my full city. War with me, that's war with the 6-1.
Yeah, look at that. All the belts, mighty. In the ring, I swing left, right, man said get ping. Portrait ting, no what ping, we bring man right, some body shots fling. Ding ding, step in the ring, I swing left, right, man said get ping. Portrait ting, no what ping, we bring man right, some body shots fling.
It is nighttime, and here he Sugar Ray.
This battle,
We've heard of people dance. We have high hopes and aspirations for this fight. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Can't land the jab there. The jab not finding its target. They exchange punches. We've been fighting all day long, and we've reached our main event, and they'll do it underneath the moonlight, ladies and gentlemen. We're outdoors for this highly anticipated main event.
it's been a long, long day, Todd. They've been drinking, they've been out in the sun, they've been having a good time. But this is what they've been waiting for. This crowd can be very unpredictable. And by the sense of it, it's night time now. They're waiting for the big fight. There's a lot of pressure on these fighters' shoulders to get that job done and perform.
Missing with the left uppercut. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
They have got great ring IQ. Counterpunchers are the best.
Both men step back for just a moment. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Those counter punches have to hurt. It's bombs away. Do you believe what we are seeing? You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. On to the second round. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
A typical outside fighter, as you know, focuses on defense, stick and move, stick and move.
Outside fights create so much unpredictable movement. Move left to right, box forward, box backwards. You don't know if they're going to attack or defend. Nightmare fighters.
He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Swing and a miss with the jab. Nice counter. Should we be surprised if these two fighters go the distance tonight, considering how much they've emphasized their physical fitness? Misses with the jab. Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Perfectly matched. skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
That jab misses. A perfect counter lands. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
Let me explain to you about a fast fight that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed, they're confident, they know they just have to quick burst, boom! In a split second they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed, and that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Can't find a home with that jab. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
You've got to go out there and win this round.
On to the third. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Punch caught him clean. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
And that jab just missed with the left hand. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Can they figure out the combination to this sink?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you can hit, and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Can't find a home for that jab. The straight right just misses. And this fight is over. He caught him with that body shot, and it froze him in his tracks. Look at this again.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
It happened. You saw it here live. A knockout. Welcome to the WBC arena. Joe Louis. Oh.
This bout is
A lot of trash talk. And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. Caution is being thrown to the wind. Can't score with that jab. This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
The jab doesn't quite connect. The straight right just misses. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
You're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges, judge is going to have a tough job.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Just missing with the uppercut. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. The straight right just misses. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Punching. It's all offense all the time. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Was sweet music to his ears.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
And there's the bell to start round two. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt, you've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp. Don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
And negatives in the heavyweight division are the same. You can win the fight with one punch, and you can lose the fight in one punch. A perfect counter shot. Beautiful counter shot. Caution being thrown to the wind. You'd like to see more jabs. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
fourth they go, neither fighter willing to back down.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Both men step back for just a moment. You wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of a shot from that heavyweight. There's been a significant aggression difference in this fight, Johnny. What do you see?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him. Frustrating, because if you let him get away with it, he close you down.
That counter shot lands. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close. And there's the bell to start round 3. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Nice counter shot. One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. Oh, Joe Louis just got caught. Just one punch away from getting the momentum back.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. One punch changes everything in this division. It's the heavyweights.
What you've got to do, Toddy, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Throws the jab, but does not score. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
The perfect counter lands. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Usyk! Disaster averted, it seems. We continue on.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Wow, I've been in fights like that. When you...
Back back at it in round 4. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
And he misses with that straight left. One punch could end this fight for either of these two heavyweights.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
Nice work to block that right uppercut. Is he going to punch himself out, though? You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. You've got to relax.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
His stamina is off the charts. Well done with that counter shot. Nice job to block that uppercut. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Tried to score with the uppercut. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
The bell, sometimes it can be.
And there's the bell for round 5. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Nope, that jab not going to score. You would not want to be hit by this guy, trust me. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
The only fear you have with this heavyweight is has he punched himself out? We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
This Misses with the straight left. This is the heavyweight division. One punch could end this fight.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Insane action. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. He misses with that jab. The unified heavyweight champion is down! And it's a one-hitter winner. What a knockout shot. Let's take another look.
Shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. It's not over till it's over, but that knockdown is going to be huge.
Come on.
This is the beginning of round 6. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to slough them.
When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
He blocks the right hook. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Just misses with that uppercut. There's nothing quite like a big heavyweight fight. Everything can change with one punch.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've got in the ring with fighters like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
Missing with the hook. You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're gonna get knocked out. Through the straight left, but it won't score. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym. And there's the bell for round 7. How much is left in their tank after last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, The ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. He just misses with that jab. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer. They are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. How about that time counter shot? His stamina is off the charts. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. We're both looking for the knockouts here, and that's what we expect from heavyweights.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tell. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Oh, that punch. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
There's a lot on the...
There's the bell to start round 8. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me, personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Those counter punches have to hurt. When someone punches that hard, you don't want to trade shots. And he scores with the counter. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through it?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Cue up the replay machine. I have got to see that again.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you okay?
So back into the fray again, but how much do they have left?
Gotta look at his corner, look for the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe and move, get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner, somehow get to the end of the round.
Halfway through the round and they're struggling a little bit.
Not the best start, but you know what, the cornermen now it's down to them doing their job. Get through the round, regroup, freshen up, boom, different tactics.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. A lot of effort being exerted here. As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. So a majority decision, and you've got to wonder if we're going to see a rematch down the line.
It's been a good one. Good entertainment. Everybody benefited. Those fighters there will learn so much from this fight. The fans cannot argue with that decision.